This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for February 7, 2023. And in the news this evening, Imani Duncan Price quits Kingston Central constituency. Imani Duncan Price has announced that she will not contest the next parliamentary election for the Kingston Central seat, where she has been the caretaker for the opposition People's National Party. Mrs. Duncan Price has written to PNP officials informing them of her decision. She has cited a significant increase in the scope and responsibilities of a project in which her Imani, Grace and the Love Foundation recently became involved. In the September 2020 election, Mrs. Duncan Price ran for the PNP in the constituency, which was a traditional stronghold for that party. She suffered a shock defeat to the Jamaica Labour Party's Donovan Williams, the first time the PNP was losing that seat since 1980. Police probing suspected case of suicide in St. Catherine. The police are investigating a suspected case of suicide after the body of a man was found in a cane field at Worthy Park in St. Catherine late Monday. The deceased has been identified as 55-year-old Frederick Grant of Rosemount Housing Scheme in Linstead. Mr. Grant was a marketer at the Kingston bookshop. It's reported that the police were on patrol along the Ty Dixon Main Road when they received the information that led them to a section of the Worthy Park cane field. Mr. Grant was found slumped in the driver's seat of a gray Toyota Hilux pickup truck. He had a wound to the mouth. A firearm was seen in his lap. Mr. Grant was the husband of Dr. Claire Grant, Deputy CEO at the RGR Gleaner Communications Group. 2 killed in alleged shootout with the police in Riverton. 2 persons, including a 17-year-old, were shot and killed Monday night during an alleged confrontation with members of the security forces in the Riverton community in St. Andrew. Superintendent Damon Manderson of the St. Andrew South Police Division told the news that while conducting a foot patrol in the community, a current hotspot that is plagued with gang violence, the police team came under fire. When the shooting subsided, they came upon 2 men clutching spade firearms. They were assisted to Kingston Public Hospital, where both were pronounced dead. No members of the police party were injured during this encounter, Manderson told the news. The police reported they recovered a Taurus X5 9mm pistol and a Browning single-action pistol, which had the serial number partially erased. The lawmen said the deceased are believed to be members of the Blue Window Gang, who are operating in the community and who are involved in an ongoing feud with the Blingers Gang. I want to use the opportunity to appeal to the Blingers Gang, to appeal to the Blue Window Gang operating here in the Riverton community to take the opportunity, the wanted men, the marquis and all the others inside here that are wanted. I want to use the opportunity to call on them, turn themselves in and come with a pastor, come with a teacher, come with your lawyers, come with somebody and turn yourselves into the police, Manderson said. He added that the incident in the community highlights the work that is being done by the police in current hotspots across the island, where brazen individuals armed with weapons are willing to take the lives of innocent Jamaicans and members of the security forces. He also emphasized that the police force will not stop until law and order is restored to the Riverton community and all the other communities across the St. Andrew South Division. Day 2 of taxi strike hits Mandeville. Scores of commuters, including school children, have been left stranded after taxi operators withdrew their service in the south-central town of Mandeville on the second day of protest over aspects of the new Road Traffic Act. Placard-bearing taxi operators parked their vehicles and converged along Main Street and the town center to voice their grouses over what they considered to be high-ticket fines for breaches under the new law, which took effect on February 1. Scores of commuters stood among the taxi operators as they were left with no option of transportation. Groups of stranded school children were also seen in the town center up to mid-morning Tuesday. The Transport Authority and the traffic police maintained a strong presence in the town center. A taxi operator who identified himself as Richie told the news that the government is inconsiderate. Me a straight liberator, me a tell you the honest truth. And your wellness, you not go on good. If you call election, you are going in a problem. Just look on the ticket them and see how much money you are charged with as taxi man. Crime not solve at all, so why a taxi man are the problem, said Richie. Another taxi operator who asked not to be named shares similar sentiments. We suffer through COVID and the high gas prices. And this is how you thank us with them a high ticket price? We are the key part of the society, and every time poor people have to feel it. Every time we as taxi man have to feel it. We have families. Our kids want to go to college and university too. So if you take out every dollar out of our pocket, every step we make is a rule for pressure we, he said. If a taxi man turn off him route and go drop off somebody at $30,000, how can that be? Then when we put child seat in a taxi, how can that be? How can that work? If you say you love poor people, give way a chance, he added. Foreign sex offenders avoiding scrutiny in Jamaica, says JFJ. The human rights organization Jamaicans for Justice has expressed the concern about what it sees as gaps in the current Sexual Offences Act as it relates to the registration of a sex offender and the granting of access to information on the registry. Jade Williams, a policy and advocacy specialist with JFJ, declared on Monday that the organization takes issue with the fact that registered sex offenders in other jurisdictions who visit Jamaica for an extended period do not need to register with the Jamaican authorities. Ms. Williams, speaking with the news, argued that this poses a threat as these offenders can enter the country without scrutiny. Another concern raised by Ms. Williams relates to who is given access to the registry and the requirements for access.
Foreign sex offenders are not registered on our local registry. So where they are registered in their jurisdiction, they are not immediately registered in our jurisdiction, on our registry. And I think that presents a gap where predators from abroad are able to come into our country and find refuge and additional victims with that gap. As an organization that champions rehabilitation, we can see the challenges in having the registry widely available to the public as it is in other jurisdictions. But we do see the necessity for persons to be able to access that information. And our challenge really comes in where that is the criteria in which a person would be considered to have an interest in the information that is there if you are a member of the community is simply your suspicion enough to rise to the level of you having access to that information.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.